Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the Bitcoin Noise Show. That's a new one. Today is September the 14th, 2020. Strong hand, long-term thinking. This is where the big boys play. Offended by selling. Personal responsibility is a new counterculture. In motion, 5-digit realm, relentless. Okay, this is your home for Bitcoin insider information. I'm going to talk about some insider information I gave you the other day. Hello, my elite friends. Check out Friday's show, This Week in Bitcoin. Gordon Einstein and Tommy were on. It was a great catch, baby. A great combo. It's linked to below. And just check out all the links below. Usually everything's at disruptmeister.com, techbalt.com. Follow me on Twitter at TECHBALT. But as you know, my main channel has had some issues, but everything should be back to normal on Monday. And if you're watching this tape, just ignore everything I said. You're probably watching this on my main channel anyway. All right. If you've got questions, I got answers. Type in my name and just get my attention, my elite friends. And we're going to just try to rip through this show because I want this thing done like in 20 minutes. I have to take a shower. I really need one. You get shirts like this below, of course, but I got to eat. All right. So be a unique beast, guys. All right. Now, what is this? So what's the Bitcoin Noise Show all about? I'm teaching you guys how to identify noise and just to get it out of your freaking systems so you can focus on more productive endeavors. So some of this, I'm just going to shout out some noise. You'll be like, okay, that's it. That's all I need to hear about it. Now, Max Keiser, he says some bold things, okay? I get he has become a big spokesperson for Bitcoin. He's done good things for Bitcoin. I definitely disagree with a lot of things he's done in the past. And we won't get into them. But I got to say something about he creates a lot of noise, okay? He does create. He knows how to get attention. He'll say the boldest and brashest things about, and props to Tai Zen for being a unique beast, for calling out Max Keiser constantly. Now, I'm going to be nicer than Tai Zen, and I'm going to read you a Max Keiser tweet. And everyone loves these tweets. And you know what? I love to be positive. But there comes a point when you're like exaggerating things, dudes, and it becomes noise. It really does become noise, and people can get just carried away. So he says, before the 2024 U.S. presidential elections, by the way, guys, that's in less than 4 years now, he predicts, 1, Bitcoin worth trillions. Well, he means the market cap. Okay, that seems, I'm not saying, you said trillions. That's plural, not a trillion, but trillions. All right, I won't argue with you. Can say whatever you want to say. That's not. I'm not going to pick on you with that one. Bitcoin, the world reserve currency. There you go. He knows that's not true. He has to know that's not true. What are the chances of that happening in less than 4 years? All right. Do you know? How many people have Bitcoin now? Less than 1% of the Earth's population. It's something like that. It's a ridiculously small amount. We're going to get in the English-speaking world. So few people are in this freaking space. He's saying in 4 years from today, it was that'll be after the 2024 election, that Bitcoin will be the world reserve currency. So no, it won't. It will not be the world reserve. It's the world reserve cryptocurrency already. But to say it's going to take the place of the United States dollar, Bitcoin, the thing that no one's heard of, it is more likely. Now, I'm telling you that I've said this a million times with the dollar, that the dollar is going to be the world reserve currency for the rest of most of our lives. Okay. But it would be more legitimate, and it's still pretty illegitimate, to say that the Chinese yuan will be the world reserve currency in 2024. The way things are going, how they've manipulated everyone into becoming like them and thinking, oh, the Chinese lockdown model is great. If they were able to convince people that their disgraceful sickness management model was the correct one, it's authoritarian dictatorship type of model was the right one, then surely they could somehow convince their piece of dung currency, because the yuan is a piece of dung, because it's totally it's centrally controlled by them. based on an unfree system, et cetera, et cetera. Surely they could. It's more likely that it will be the world reserve currency than the Bitcoin, at least, that some people haven't heard of, because people blindly worship the Chinese. I mean, again, but forgetting that, the Chinese yuan isn't becoming it. Neither is the freaking Bitcoin. The dollar will still be it. But for him to say that with the Bitcoin is okay. Countries locked in hash war. So he's saying that many countries will be mining Bitcoin. Okay, that's more reasonable than the Bitcoin being the world reserve currency. Most banks will be gone, replaced with central bank crypto. I think something like that can happen eventually. Not exactly like that, and not in 2024, dude. It's 4 years away. Combined political power of Bitcoin billionaires will dominate policy. I can see that happening one day. I don't know about 2024. But again, the second one, Bitcoin world reserve currency in 2024, save this freaking video, okay? If I'm wrong, I'll say I'm sorry, but he's wrong. And I think he's being audacious there and just wants attention and knows what gets the retweets. So there's your noise analysis right there. Remember, if you're watching this live right now, retweet the thing I just put in there. Do you guys have any no, you don't have comments. I see Tabal's in there, John's in there. Okay. All right. People saying nonsense. Oh, God. This need to get this thing washed for tomorrow. All right, yeah, I went running already today, obviously. Let's get back to the show. Come on, I gotta finish this thing. Pound that like button, people. Now, do you still pay a financial planner or an advisor when you don't have to? There are so many people out there. They've got these management gurus. It's crazy. Financial managers, wealth managers. They think they're rich. They need a wealth manager. These guys do not even recommend a 1% Bitcoin allocation, okay, of one's portfolio. They keep you in stocks and bonds and real estate, blah, 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 blah. Just over the last few years, if you had 1% in Bitcoin, it would make such a difference, okay? Right now, everyone who got into Bitcoin is way ahead, okay? Bitcoin proves the uselessness of most wealth management people out there, okay? You don't need, what is their excuse? What is the excuse of all the wealth management gurus out there, these established guys who work with all sorts of upper middle class people, upper middle class CUCKs who think they need other people to manage their money? When they can't even recommend they're scared of a 1% allocation. All these traditional guys in various downtowns in various cities. I'm not going to name the different companies that you've heard of all the wealth management people out there. You need to be a CUCK to a guy who's scared of a 1% Bitcoin allocation. When a 1% so Bitcoin, it proves the uselessness of these dudes, because I don't know what their excuse is. I'm sure these wealth management guys, they know all about the politics. They've been watching CNN, and that's the thing. They've been watching CNN. That's why they don't know about Bitcoin. Pound that like button. And do you want someone who does not know about Bitcoin, who's scared of a 1% allocation to manage your money? Be your own boss, dude. Take personal responsibility. I can't believe this is still out there, that it's still a legitimate profession. Yeah, the ones that they haven't gone out of business, the ones that didn't have recommend at least a 1% Bitcoin allocation. And the better ones, and I don't know if these guys even exist, they should have been recommending 10% and more. Okay. Because, I mean, 1% Bitcoin allocation, easily you could have, in a few years, it could have already made up 5% of your portfolio. I'm not going to, in terms of total wealth, if you value your wealth in dollars, which no doubt some of these CUCKs do, that hire these third parties, these unnecessary third parties. So let me give you some more harsh, cold facts. When I was, I have some turmeric. The root, not just the powder, but turmeric is very good for you. And I just came up with this saying: turmeric over Tootsie Rolls. Okay, guys like me gave up Tootsie Rolls a long time ago. We've been incorporating turmeric into our diet, and we've got a nation of Tootsie Rolls. We've got a Western world of people that don't know turmeric; they know Tootsie Rolls. And you brought this on yourselves. If you're scared and you're sick and you're obese, you're morbidly obese, and you work Tootsie Rolls over turmeric, the information's out there. You watch Nonsense. You watch sitcoms. Your soap operas are politics. Whatever the TV tells you is right is right. So you saw sodas and stuff advertised. You ate sodas, and now there's a new disease out there, and you're prone to get it because you're morbidly obese. It's your fault. It's your fault. Take personal responsibility. I saw today a woman. She had a mask on, and she was pushing a cart of, I guess she had just come from the supermarket. Did she have turmeric? Did she have apples? Did she have healthy stuff in her cart? She was an older woman wearing, no, she had Mountain Dew, a bunch of freaking Mountain Dew. She brought it on. If she dies, it's her fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. She's an old lady. So she have to drink freaking Mountain Dew? You're supposed to feel bad for an old lady drinking Mountain Dew? When all the news is out there, I'm sure she knows about the Trump versus Biden and this versus that. So speak the truth, okay? The productive strike back. We're the productive. Speak the truth. These people, these fatties who do Tootsie Rolls and Mountain Dew over turmeric, they brought it on themselves. It's their fault, okay? Things happen. Things change. New diseases come. They're prone to all sorts of diseases. But you don't feel bad. You don't sacrifice for those fatties, those Tootsie Rolls. You're victim shaming. You guys are victim pedestaling your freaking compliant little statist. It's unbelievable. These people there should be no sympathy at all. All right, solutions over sympathy. I just gave you solutions. Stop drinking Mountain Dew. Stop. You should have stopped it back in February and eating Tootsie Rolls. Use the internet. It's a great search tool on how to be healthy. And those are the harsh, cold facts. All the noise out there that, you're killing grandma. If grandma's drinking Mountain Dew, she's killing herself. All right, now, there's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it. I mean, if she wants to just drink Mountain Dew and die, and that's fine, and not care, okay, that's her choice. That's her choice. But I'm not changing my lifestyle for somebody like that. And we're expected to in this victim glorification culture. Victims are disgusting. These victims who brought it on themselves. They're not true victims. I don't want to be associated with people like that. That's productivity there, okay? So we don't live in a world, and we live in a world where everybody wants to be with the victim. Everybody wants to go, Lord, give them an excuse, another, give them money, throw them money and everything. When we're the ones that are producing it. I'm telling you, Bitcoin is the producers. We are the producers. We should be proud of your success, proud that you got rich through Bitcoin, proud that you did your own research years and years ago, and then it's paid off. While these other schmoes are hiring, drinking Mountain Dew with their financial planners who can't even put 1% of their freaking wealth into Bitcoin. All right, pound that like button. Now, this article, I love the start of this article. It's a Cointelegraph article. Usually Cointelegraph has a lot of noise in it. The year 2020 sucked for pretty much everyone, unless you're holding Bitcoin, that is. Yeah. The price of Bitcoin is up 125% year to date, making it once again the best performing asset, just as it has been for the past decade. Strangely enough, the public seems completely oblivious to this fact. But not everyone is ignoring Bitcoin's latest rally above $16,000. Currently, the price is just 20% shy of its all-time high. Now, the point that I love about this, the public seems completely oblivious to this fact. Yes, it's not, they don't see it. They are completely oblivious to this fact. But they're drinking their Mountain Dew, eating their Tootsie Rolls, doing what CNN tells them to worry about. Oh, worry, there's going to be a coup. Trump's planning a coup. Do they even know what a coup is? Have they been in a third world country where a real coup takes place? What happens during a coup? All right? No, they don't even understand the word, but they're worried about it. They're so worried about, there's a coup. I've been drinking Mountain Dew my whole life, and now I'm morbidly obese, and I might die from something that I can just, I can still avoid. But I don't know what Bitcoin is. Yes, that's the world we live in today. And you should be proud that the world is that crazy that it's at freaking $16,000 freaking dollars. And at the end of 2016, it was at $900. I mean, and we're talking about 4-year intervals with Max Keiser and his predictions. That's a real thing right there. The end of December, it was in the 900s, and then 4 years, it's not even less than 4 years later, it's at 16,000. Okay, imagine if all the people that were bitter about Hillary then actually learned about Bitcoin then. I mean, I was telling people to do such a thing then. But all right, so. it goes, and that article goes on to say that the rich are getting richer with Bitcoin, which I think is great, because if the poor and the ignorant, if they're too stupid to get off their fat Tootsie Roll butts to like do a little research, and they brought it, and of course they're going to blame the rich, but the rich are rich for a reason, because they learn, because they do their own research, because they're healthy of mind, healthy of body. All right. They don't believe everything on CNN. Okay. They don't have some might have financial planners, but they don't rely blindly on they fire their financial planners. The financial planner doesn't know about Bitcoin, for God's sakes. Now, all right. What is it? Bitcoin is a small club and you can be in it. And that is the bottom line. There's no one preventing any of these people from being in our club. It's a small club because all these idiots don't want to be in it. It would be a big club if the 80%ers actually woke up and came into it. It can still be a big club. It will be a it'll be an okay sized club eventually. Some people are just so stupid and they're so impulsive that they have no savings. They don't know what savings is, so they'll never get into Bitcoin. They're just some people. This is just the way they are. And you're supposed to feel bad for these people. You're supposed to go out of your way and sacrifice for these people. No, the productive do not do that. The productive do not do that. Someone says, do you think 2021 will be dominated by lockdowns and illness hysteria like 2020? No, I don't think it will be. I think by the end, it'll be out of most people's system by the end. I think in some countries, there will be complete rebellions against it. I think in some states like Florida, will be like 2019 almost immediately. It won't be. I mean, I haven't been to Florida recently, so I can't comment. But I think they're going to remain strong-handed through all the hype of the new president trying to scare people. I mean, the governor of Mississippi, I think I'm going to talk about this on tomorrow's show, already said I'm not going to be part of a national lockdown, because there's no such thing as a national lockdown. There is no such thing. The president cannot order that. He can recommend that and say all 50 states, you better do it. But he can't force them to do it. Mississippi already said they won't do it. Florida won't do it. South Dakota won't do it. I mean, there's probably some other ones too. But no, I don't think 2021 will be dominated by the lockdowns and the illness hysteria. And maybe in some parts of the world, at first it will. But I mean, by this time next year, I think we will be in a whole new. There might be a new hysteria. There might be a new issue brought on by the vaccines by then. If the vaccines are widely distributed, and if they fail, if they make things worse, that might be what the second half of 2021 is about. What a huge mistake it was for people to take the darn thing. But I can't predict. I do think we're going to get by this time next year, people won't be worried about the disease per se, and there won't be lockdowns anymore. Definitely. In the Western world. Okay, pound that like button. I see another question. It took 0.13 I took out 0.13 Bitcoin today. 3,000 Canadian pesos. What do you mean you took out? You bought 0.13? I hope that's what you meant. You did. You didn't spend 0.13. I think you bought some. So it's always good to be buying Bitcoin. People are asking me, well, should I wait till it goes back below 16,000? I'm like, dude, if you are a buyer of Bitcoin, you think that one day it's going to be in the 6-digit realm. So what is the difference between buying it at 16 or 13 or 14 or 15? If you truly believe it's going to be in the 6-digit realm. Now, if you do not believe it's going to be in the 6-digit realm, if you don't have the long-term thinking and you can't defer gratification to hold on to the Bitcoin you buy today for at least 4 years, then you don't deserve to be a Bitcoin. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to screw up. You should, but I only think that Bitcoin should be, for people that buy Bitcoin, should be willing to hold on to it for at least 4 years from the date that they purchase it, and thus they think it is going to be in the 6-digit realm one day. Okay, they're not buying it to be traders. Traders serve a purpose, but I think they're insane. I think they're gamblers. I think it's not logical. The buy and hold method of Adam frickin' Meister has paid off greatly for lots of people, including Adam frickin' Meister. And the 210,000 block theory is still out there. It has not been disproven yet. So you just have to. I've always preached buy and hold 2020, buy and hold 2024. It's to get people into that mindset. And on Thursday, I forgot to say, I lost track at one point. Now I remember what I was going to say. People have said, well, if it hits 20,000, will that make you change your mind and sell, Adam? Dudes, you think I'm that freaking impulsive? You haven't been watching this show. I've got a freaking strong hang on, strong hand is not just a saying, it is a way of life. So just because of Bitcoin all of a sudden got to $30,000, I'm telling you, I'm holding it onto that stuff until 2024. Okay, I have things set up in my life personally that I know I don't need to get into the Bitcoin stash until 2024. Okay, I'm a long-term thinker. I'm not just because all of a sudden it spikes to something that you didn't expect it to spike to doesn't mean I'm going to be tempted. If you are prone to that temptation, you're going to get wrecked in this game. Okay, you're going to get wrecked. If you've got to have your system set up so that you don't leave your system suddenly. Okay, that's something like that doesn't make you freak out. And the other way, a lot of people freaked out when he got below $4,000 on March the 12th. You've got to have you've got to have a strong aim. You've got to have a plan here, man. And so the people wonder, well, Adam, will you change your mind if it gets to 20? What do you mean? How is this possible? How is this possible with me? I guess most people don't have personalities like me. You can train yourself to be a strong hand, to get into a regiment that you eat only one meal a day. I'm pointing to the meal over there that I'm going to eat soon. Okay, with the avocado is already, it's already tempting me. Okay, it's already tempting me. But I'm waiting until I do my cold shower. That's how I do it every day. The cold shower. Then I eat. All right, now, and we'll talk about that. That's a Beyond Bitcoin Show type of topic. This is the Bitcoin Noise Show. All right, and yes, Spartacus bought Bitcoin today. All right, that is good, man. You made it's awesome. All right, now, so one of Adam's rules is that he has to be done his last meal by 9 p.m. And not last meal, his one meal by 9 p.m. And so it's 7:41 here right now. And so I haven't started my meal yet. So usually it takes me less than an hour to eat the whole meal, but I still got to do the cold shower. So I'm trying to rush through this. I'm trying to get through this, guys. Bear with me here. Bear with me. Pound that like button. And if you're watching this tape, then just play to 2x. Please play to 2x. And so we talked about Bitcoin as being a small club. Okay. Other investors will also eventually realize that a small allocation of capital into Bitcoin significantly boosts portfolio returns. And that's what I'm saying. These freaking wealth managers don't even realize that yet. So I don't know how these financial advisors don't even know this. Strangely enough, the public seems completely oblivious to this fact. Okay, we went over that. I bet more people think Trump is owned by the Russians than really know about Bitcoin. That's the pathetic world that we live in today. That there's some people that think that the Russians controlled the United States for the last 4 years. They legitimately believe that, and they don't know what Bitcoin is. There are more people that believe that the Russians control the United States than know what Bitcoin is. That's how pathetic 80%ers are. All right, so Bitcoiners can compartmentalize noise, okay? We've heard all this political noise out there. I think that there might be a few Bitcoiners who unfortunately believe some, virus noise and everything, but at least they can put it in one compartment and not let it distract them from actually buying Bitcoin. All right. So all these people who, think that, who care more about politics than their own financial well-being, than know about Bitcoin, they are going to be the first people screaming how privileged we are, how lucky we are. They are going to be the most envious ones out there, of course, the no-coiners. And yeah, I love to say that we're Bitcoin privileged. I love the run. We're privileged. It's not a privilege granted by some king. We grant it to ourselves, that we know how to use our heads. They could grant that privilege to themselves, but they do not. So King of the Trolls, who's Roger Ver, obviously, he has a very CoinDesk, usually very noisy. They have a very interesting article where he says if PayPal knew that this sort of contentious hard fork was likely to happen, maybe they wouldn't have added Bcash at all to their roadmap, Ver told CoinDesk in an interview. And so it is a really big problem to have these contentious hard forks. I'd like to see them come to an end. Okay, so that's his thing. But as of press time, PayPal hasn't responded to CoinDesk's request for comment on the upcoming fork event. So I was wondering about this. Like, PayPal said they were going to sell Bitcoin, Bcash, Litecoin, and Ethereum. But I'm like, do they know the Bcash thing? Do they know there could be two Bcashes? There's probably not. But what Bcash do they mean? Isn't this amazing that if this is true, if what Roger Ver says is true, and they didn't reply to CoinDesk either, that a company like PayPal jumps into cryptocurrency, as well they should, but one of the coins that they listed just for the sake of diversification, they don't know what's about to happen with it. It just shows you how early we are in all this, and that you got to be really careful when it comes to these trusting third parties and making good decisions. Okay, PayPal's a wealthy company; they've made a lot of great decisions, and listing Bitcoin was a great decision. But they don't. It's quite possible they do not understand what they got into with Bcash, and I don't think it's going to turn out poorly for them. Okay, but they really should have known there was going to be a fork, and it would be absolutely amazing if that's true. But we live in a crazy freaking world, and it just shows you that you knew that was going to happen. You have more knowledge than a freaking tremendous company like that. It just shows you what learning, getting insider information from the Bitcoin Meister channel gives you. Okay, it gives you an advantage over major corporations and stuff. Okay, I want to quickly talk about a vicious cycle that is out there. I call it the GBTC vicious cycle. Okay, they are making so much money. They own 2.7% of all the Bitcoin ever created. Okay, so how can they keep doing that? Well, we've got all these CUCKs out there who live in that old-fashioned paradigm where somebody else has to manage their money. But at least they've heard of Bitcoin, so they're like, well, this Grayscale thing, I could buy it through my 401k. I'm a CUCK, and I don't trust myself to be my own bank, even though that's what Bitcoin's about. So I'll let them do that, and I will pay their ridiculously high fees, and the price I will pay for the Bitcoin that I think I own, because they really won't own the Bitcoin, it's GBTC really owns it, will be an elevated price. So GBTC has quite a system set up. And hey, you can hate on them as much as you want, but this is the way of the normies, okay? And I don't think it's changing anytime soon. Their business model is normies are ignorant. Normies have sort of heard of Bitcoin. They don't know about controlling their own private key. They're used to paying these large fees. They're used to paying more than what the price you can get on the exchange for it is. And so they keep their business model, and the people keep on pouring in. And thus, if the people keep on pouring, they got to buy up more and more Bitcoin, and it just never ends. And then people see, oh, look at they got even more Bitcoin now. Oh, I better buy into it. It seems they're so successful. I'll buy into this little system of theirs. Okay, it's never ending. People, I mean, the only way it could end. Well, I've heard if there's a true ETF, it might put this out of business. But I don't believe that anymore. I don't believe he's got this thing rolling, Barry Silbert. Good for him. Good for him. Now, what can we take? We can hate on Barry Silbert for this. We can be envious for Barry Silbert for this. But no. We are productive, and I cheer him on for this. Okay, I cheer him on because what's the bottom line? He's taking more and more Bitcoin off the market. All right, he's making it more and more scarce, and these CUCKs are funding the whole thing and paying him an extra fee to do it, and that's good for us holders. Okay, that's great for us holders. That there's a anyway that this continues, that it becomes more scarce. That what we have is even more scarce. All right, now. What I have here, this trend, how can, I don't know how a rational 20%er can understand what I just put out there, and not, if they're going to buy Bitcoin, a rational 20%er, not do it the correct way. Okay, so Elon Musk, he felt sick. He needed to take the test for the virus. He took it 4 times in a row, and twice said he was positive, and twice it said he was negative. And the rumors have been out there for a while. These tests are useless. They are useless. They're too precise. Okay, it's useless. It's a joke. And I am so glad that a famous person like him, wasn't ashamed of it. He put it out there. He's putting it out there. Carl Daninger, who I will link to below, he has a legitimate way of dealing with this virus. Okay, Carl Daninger is a genius also, like Elon Musk is. I love in the Elon Musk thread where he talks about this, there are people calling Elon Musk an idiot. These freaking 80%ers have no freaking clue. Okay, no, to call a genius like that, one of the great inventors of our time, an idiot. I mean, this is the world, the impulsive. What's that condition called? Dunning-Kruger world that we live in, where everybody thinks they're so darn smart that they're going to call Elon Musk an idiot because he he shares a story about a defective freaking test that everyone is supposed to take. Not everyone. That if you feel sick, you're supposed to take this thing. People have been quarantined on these false results. They've taken away 2 weeks of their lives for this nonsense. It's so ridiculous. But Carl Denninger has so good job, Elon Musk. Good job calling out the uselessness of this of these tests. Okay, now I want to say another noise that's out there. ICU beds are getting close to being full. You do know that this time of the year, when in flu season and stuff, that often happens in hospitals. Okay, do they want to shut down the whole darn world? When it's happened in other years because of flu and because of whatever, people get sick. That's how hospitals run their darn business. They run it close to freaking capacity. The doctors and nurses signed up for this. The hospital managers signed up for this. It's their job. Figure it out. It's not my job to figure it out. It's yours. Do your darn job. Know your role. Pound that like button, okay? Or get out of the kitchen, okay? Leave the hospital business if you don't know how to do it. Because it happens every darn year. They figure it out every year. You figure it out this year too. Okay, know your darn role. All these ridiculous rules that people can't be with their dying family members because of this. Because there's hospital capacity issues. That someone who's dying of Alzheimer's, God forbid, their whole family can't be with them. They have to rot in the hospital by themselves. What a lovely. That's how you solve it. Well, that's what the government recommends. It's just ridiculous here. All right, so. I see there's more questions there. I really want to eat or shower than eat. Andy Hoffman, though, has got a good reminder of how early this is. After all it's accomplished and how high its market cap is, amazing how small the Bitcoin community remains. I know everyone in it. That's an exaggeration, but you get the point. And the rest of the world knows no one. Consider, for instance, how many tens of thousands of equity and analysts exist. We'll get there soon. I mean, I agree with you, Andy. In the English-speaking world, more people should know about it. I mean, it's kind of weird that they don't, but they're more obsessed with Trump, I guess, or something like that. But it is a small community, and we definitely know a lot of people in it. You read the same names. It will be great when you will have not heard of a company that owns Bitcoin. That's a surprise. I didn't know they owned it. Like, we know every single company that has it in their treasury, basically. I mean, some will reveal some stuff soon enough. But I mean, we know every publication in the space. There's so much room for growth out there, and it is. And on the other side, nobody knows who the big names in the Bitcoin space even are. They might know who the Winklevis are, but only because of Facebook and such in the movie. So yeah, the other day I told you about a great Nick Carter tweet where he points out how over time Bcash and BSV have become much more centralized in their ownership than only it's bigger whales that keep on buying that stuff as if they're pumping up the price. That no one wrote a story about that. That's the kind of insider information you get on the freaking Bitcoin Meister channel. Okay, I do the research for you. Follow me also on lbry.tv. This is your home of freaking Bitcoin Meister, Bitcoin insider information. And I guess lbry.tv/@BitcoinMeister is too, because it just replays all the stuff here. Yeah, I'm trying to diversify onto other platforms. I'm on obviously Parler. I've been getting so many followers on Parler. I'm Bitcoin Meister on there also. And I'm Bitcoin Meister on BitChute, etc. So go. I mean, I'm frustrated with YouTube, but I'm competing. I go into other platforms and stuff. Okay. And finally, I'm going to leave you. I get emails from Gemini, and they sent out. I guess it was Friday. I think it was Friday. They sent out a FOMO email. The title was Price Alert. Price alert, Bitcoin has surpassed $16,000. So they are spreading the FOMO. They are using Bitcoin to just sell more of their product, which is Bitcoin and then altcoins too. But it's et cetera. I'm glad. Good for them for spreading FOMO. FOMO is a powerful tool. Cass says, what do you think will be the outcome of the Bcash fork? I think it will produce a minor altcoin. It will just the Bcash will remain Bcash, and Amari coin will be Amari coin. And I guess he'll get wealthy off of it. But there's not going to be an argument over what Bcash is. Amari's coin is not going to be Bcash. Okay, so it's really not that big of a deal. Are Bitcoin holders getting some of this fork? What do you mean, the Bcash fork? No, unless they never forked off their Bcash. Okay. And or if they hold Bcash, I mean, a Bitcoin holder can hold Bcash too. The only way a Bitcoin holder can get some of this fork is if they owned Bitcoin before. I can't even believe I'm explaining this. I'm putting this is so rare. I don't know if anyone exists like this out there. Who cares? If you own Bitcoin before August 1st, 2017, and you control the private key, and you never split off your Bcash, then you're entitled to some Bcash and BSV and this thing also. But I don't know how many people there are like that. I'm pretty sure the Australian Bitcoin auction winner who got 2,000 in 2016 is one of those entities, though, from what I can tell. Okay, that is it. And also, Tabal Dakres got the illusion, the know your role illusion. He watches. I guess it's from wrestling, old school wrestling. All right, pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Subscribe to this backup channel, my main channel. Spread the word. If you're watching this tape, I hope you played it at 2x. Pound that like button. Turmeric over Tootsie Rolls. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Thank you. Spread the word over Twitter. Retweet it.